Hey everybody, it's Joe and
Abram.
and today we're going to take a minute and talk about one of the policies that we get the most questions about, Abram.
That is true, Joe.
And that's our absenteeism policy. So remember that an absent day from work is a day that you did not report to work that you were regularly scheduled for.
Yeah, an absence is a sick day from your regularly scheduled work. If you bring in a doctor's note accompanying that absence, that is considered an excused absence. Each day, though, without a doctor's note would be considered an unexcused absence per day.
And remember, 3 consecutive unexcused absences will require a doctor's note before you're allowed to return to work, if you're sick. Now, let's say, Abram, that I have multiple excused absences. That can also be a concern, because that could ultimately be detrimental to my performance. If and when that happens, we'll ask you to make an appointment with the HR team to discuss the reasons behind the excused absences. And maybe there's solutions that we can put in place that can get us to the other side of that.
Exactly, Joe. You know, a lot of times people might get a little scared when they hear they need to make an HR appointment. But if it's an HR appointment about this, there is nothing at all to be concerned about. We just want to discuss the situation with you. And as Joe stated, see if there's anything that we have available to assist you, to help you, to talk through the situation. So nothing to be concerned about. We're here literally to help.
That's right. The other type of absence that I wanted to touch on is a report. You report for your shift regularly, and then you're unable, for whatever reason, to complete your shift. Remember that you're going to need your supervisor or MOD to release you from that shift so it doesn't become an unexcused absence. If it's for a medical reason, the same rules would apply in terms of a doctor's note. And if it's any other type of reason and you can explain that to the MOD or your supervisor and we're able to get you off, that would also be an excused absence. But make sure when there's a time where you're unable to complete a scheduled shift that we're having those conversations with our supervisors or the MOD.
That's right, Joe. It's also important to remember when calling in to call off for your shift. Calling off for your shift needs to happen a minimum of 2 hours prior to your scheduled start time. So if you were scheduled in at 8 a.m., you would need to call no later than 6 a.m. on the dot. Now, we're not saying you have to call in 2 hours before. You can obviously call in earlier than that, 3, 4, maybe even the night before when you know you're sick enough. The earlier, the better, so that the team and your manager can prepare a game plan for the following shift.
That's absolutely right, Abram. So it's as much trying to take care of your needs as an individual as the team's needs if you're not going to be able to report for work. Now, Abram and I just did a very broad overview of what the absenteeism policy is, but we wanted to make sure that it was fresh in everyone's mind. And if you have questions, please come and see me, come and see Abram, come and see anybody in the HR office, and we're happy to answer them. And the next pre-shift, we're going to talk about tardiness.
That's right, Joe. So until next time, I'm Abram.
And I'm Joe. We'll see you soon.